Are we gonna thumbs up, guys?
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the CONMEBOL Copa America 2024 USA. We are here with the coach Heimir Hallgrimsson and the player Casey Palmer of Jamaica national team. Before the start, please remember it's not allowed to broadcast or record with any cell phone or any device. Remember that you can download the press conference using the QR available in the room. If you want to ask, please raise your hand and wait to be chosen for the microphone. Introduce yourself and the media you belong to. Questions?
Puede ser en español, ¿no?
Sí.
Hola, buenas tardes, Juan Carlos Ibarrarán de W Radio. ¿Cómo los deja o qué piensan ustedes acerca de que para este partido México llega como favorito para llevarse este partido? Gracias.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, good hear.
Answer it.
Okay. For us, it's no problem who the. Oh, can I talk in?
It's okay.
Okay,
It's
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, for us, it's no problem who the media take as the favourite. I think it's going to be about who turns up on the day on the pitch. I think we're here, we're confident, we fancy our chances to get out of the group, and yeah, we'll see what happens on the day.
Okay. They will be.
¿Qué no se escuchó? No.
He will be.
Thank you, Matt.
Hello, Coach Hallgrimsson and Casey Palmer. My name is Valentina Peña. I'm from W Radio Colombia. I have a question for you both. For the coach, many people in Colombia use the expression Cinderella, la Cenicienta, when they come to the less favorite team. But I personally do not think it's like that. What do you think is Jamaica's biggest weapon against a team like Mexico? And for Palmer, Mexico's defense hasn't been really good in the last games. 4-0 against Uruguay, 3-2 against Brazil. How do you think you can break that defense? Thank you.
Well, first of all, I think we are pleased with how we are progressing as a team, not in a specific way. So we are just growing as a team in I think all areas of the game. We are really lethal, we have fast players, we have individual skills in our team, and we are getting more and more tactical as we progress as a unit, play more games with each other, etc. So I think that is our strength now at the moment. We are a improving collective unit, but with a lot of individual skills, with a lot of speed in our team. So that is in my opinion our strengths. Playing against Mexico, the powerhouse in our confederation, I think we need to go back 7-8 years to find the latest win for Jamaica against Mexico. So they are the powerhouse of our confederation, and on paper probably more likely to win the game. But luckily for us, this game is not played on paper; it's played out there. And on the day, like Casey said before, on the day, we just need to be good on the day and have a really good game to beat a team like Mexico.
Yeah, I think for me, we have many different weapons. I think, like the coach said, we have a lot of pace in the team, but we also have a lot of players that can create individual moments and do individual brilliance to create openings. Like you said, they've had difficult moments defending against some big teams, against some top players. So we would have watched and we've done our analysis on what we think we can do to kind of break them down. So yeah, it goes back to that again. Like, we've got to turn up on the day and show them moments in the big moments that can be decisive to win us the game.
coach. My name is Moises Ávila, Agence France Presse. I would like to know how did you manage the absence of Bailey? At the beginning, he was considered in the main list, but now he's not. Were you considering him, or you were? I mean, you had enough with the team you already had. And the other question is about Mexico. Maybe this is not the best version of Mexico that we have seen in the last years. What is your opinion about the team you're gonna play with tomorrow? Thank you.
So we just like to focus on the players that we have. We're not thinking about the players we don't have, and we're really happy with the squad that is here. So we turn our focus and attention to our players here, and we're quite happy with the team. And like we have said before, individual talents in more or less all the positions. So there's a good depth now in the Jamaica team. So happy with that. Mexico will always be Mexico. It's the same style of play, no matter who is playing. There's a little rotation, yes, in the squad, but I think the playing style will be the same. They are aggressive. They are direct, really fast players, individual skilled players. So we need to be really compact if we want to get results. We need to be on the day perfect tactically if we want to win Mexico tomorrow.
He estado viendo en Spanish.
Yes. No, behind you.
En español. Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes. ¿Ustedes creen que es una ventaja que México no haya convocado a jugadores como Guillermo Ochoa, Henry Martin y Raúl Jiménez?
Can you repeat it, please?
Ok. Sí. ¿Ustedes creen que es una ventaja que México no haya convocado a sus estrellas como Guillermo Ochoa, Henry Martin, Irving Lozano y Raúl Jiménez?
No, we will have to see tomorrow. We will have to see tomorrow if it's an advantage or not. Mexico has millions of football players to select from. They have really good league in Mexico. The players that are coming in are younger, mostly younger players, so probably thinking about recycling for the World Cup in 2022 as well, giving younger players a chance. So understandable that the coach would like to rotate, but I don't think it's an advantage. I don't think it is a disadvantage, not for us, but for Mexico. We'll see tomorrow.
Me gustaría preguntarle al coach, si ha tenido la posibilidad de platicar con Michel Antonio acerca de Edson Álvarez, que es su compañero en el West Ham, y lo que puede influir Edson en el juego de la selección mexicana, si han hablado sobre alguna forma de detenerlo con el conocimiento que tienen ya de él, y a Casey sobre su opinión sobre Santiago Jiménez, que podría ser titular mañana en el juego ante Jamaica. ¿Qué opina él sobre Santiago como delantero y cómo lo han analizado?
Well, like all the other players, we have been watching more or less every individual in this squad for the last few months. We know them quite well. There's not a weakness in this Mexican team, Mexican team. I'm not sure if my scouts talked to Antonio about him, but I think we watch the English league quite a lot, so we know a lot about the players that are playing in England.
Yeah, I think for me, like you said, about individual players, we've kind of looked at the whole team and we know the strengths of the individual, like you mentioned with Alvarez, which a lot of us will watch the Premier League week in, week out. So we know there's a lot of strength in depth, and like the coach said before, there's a lot of options to pick from with Mexico. So whoever comes in, we know is going to be a strong opponent, and the style of play doesn't change. So we're prepared for whatever comes tomorrow.
Buenas tardes. Solo quiero preguntarle, he estado viendo la lista, es un Jamaica muy a la inglesa. Pregunto, y si me pueden confirmar si es un Jamaica que juega a la inglesa.
Well, you will have to wait and see what style we will play tomorrow. But yes, it's a lot of Jamaican players playing at the highest level. So it's good for the national team, for the country to be able to select players from a league like the English Premier League, the French League, even Saudi. So it's a privilege to have players from Jamaica playing at the highest level. If we play an English style, I don't even know what an English style is. You saw the English national team play yesterday or the day before yesterday. It was not a especially nice style that they played. So let's hope we will be better at least than the English style they showed there.
En español, Mariano Sánchez de Llevas, la selección mexicana no llega en su mejor momento, ya lo decían, viene de goleadas contra Uruguay, de partidos que no dejan un buen sabor de boca en la afición y en los medios. ¿Es esta la gran oportunidad de Jamaica para vencer a la selección mexicana en un torneo importante?
Well, looking upon the opponents, Mexico has been playing late. They lost against US, they lost against Brazil and Uruguay. So it's maybe not the worst teams to play against. It goes without saying they were playing against the top teams in the world, and it was all good games, all hard-fought games. So they come in here, knowing exactly what they need to do. And I don't think losing against Brazil will take a lot of confidence away from Mexico. I don't believe so. So yeah, Mexico will always play this similar style. Like I said before, their style is really direct, is really counter-attacking, individual skills, and fierce football, really fierce football.
Good afternoon, Coach, right here in the back. Ale Conegas from Acción Centroamérica. Jamaica has become the team to beat now in the CONCACAF area. That given that you guys don't have enough infrastructure, you guys don't have enough resources. And every time we hear from Central American teams, when they failed, their first excuse is, we don't have the resources. So how is Jamaica now one of the teams to beat without half of the infrastructure or resources that Central America have, and Jamaica is doing a lot better now?
You want to start with this one? It's a tricky one. It's a political one.
I think for us here as a squad, we don't kind of want to make any excuses for any of the past things, like you say with the infrastructure, but we know what doing well can lead to and what success that can bring to the next generation of Jamaicans growing up, with the finances that getting out the group or going as far as we can in every big tournament. We know how much finances that can bring in, that can affect the things that you mentioned with creating better facilities and stuff for the next generation. So I think that's kind of our focus, and that's where our mind is. We can't kind of change previous, say, what you'd say excuses of not having certain things in place, but we know, what change we can make.
I think it's a collective thing as well from the boys, and I give them a big credit for coming from the league like the Premier League, where everything is, at your fingertips, and coming to Jamaica and doing the best from the things we have. That's just a kind of a pact from them. We're going to do no matter what. We're going to do the best we can, even though the facilities and the surroundings around us is not the same as they are used to. Of course, it's a little bit demotivational, and that's the tricky part. But it's fantastic mentality within the squad to don't let the outside things bother you. Focus on what we can do and only on things that we can do. We cannot control, other things, so don't put the focus on that. I think that is wonderful from the players, just to come with that mindset when they come and play for Jamaica.
Hi, Ralph Hanna with Brand New Vision. I had a question about mentality, but more looking on the pitch. You just played 2 World Cup qualifiers where you're essentially favourites to win those games. Now you're going into a tournament where you're probably the underdogs, looking at the 3 opponents in the group. So how do you work on that in the mentality of maybe going from what you might expect more of a possession game to then having to play on the back foot? Is that something you're looking at, you're working on? Does it come naturally because the players are used to adapting tactically to different games?
Honestly, I think that has been Jamaica's problem in the past where they should be superior. That has been kind of the problems, to lose points against teams that on paper look easier to win. So we were just happy that in the World Cup matches we played, we came out victorious. We had, of course, a lot of chances to score goals, but we didn't kind of convert them, and that was the thing why we didn't win with a bigger margin than we did. But we won the games. It's a World Cup, and that's all that matters. But you're correct. I think when it's needed the most, they show up and they always deliver. And it's kind of now has been, at least since I came, we've been playing teams above us in the ranking, more or less, and we've done quite well. I think we are closing the gap between us and the biggest teams. If you look at the FIFA ranking or the CONCACAF ranking, we are always closing the gap, and hopefully one day we will be among the top 4 teams in the CONCACAF region, so we can avoid playing group stages and etc. and go straight to semi-finals or quarterfinals. So that's our aim. But I think we are used to playing teams that on paper are better than us. We come into this tournament, the lowest ranked team, out from, I think only Bolivia is below us in the ranking. So we come here as the non-favorites, and honestly, I think that suits us. Do you want to add to this?
Yeah, I think for me especially, I like going into a game as an underdog. I don't mind being the one that everyone thinks we're going to lose. People might go into the game tomorrow, or people are watching the game thinking Mexico are going to dominate us. For me, that's fine. Like, we know what we can do, we know what we're capable of, and we're silently confident that we can come out victorious.
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes, Carlos Rodrigo Hernández de Fox Sports. La pregunta es para los dos. Yo quisiera preguntarles qué virtudes tiene esta selección, qué fútbol vamos a ver para que ustedes puedan ser la sorpresa de esta Copa América. Muchas gracias.
Well, it's certain traits that you always need to be successful in football, and especially at this level. You know, for a national team to be successful at this level, you need to be well organized. You need to be hardworking. That's probably the 2 traits you need to have. You focus, discipline, hard work, and then to use what you have as a weapon yourself. In our case, our speed, our individual skills. How can we tactically build the game around that we can then use our strengths? So yeah, I think in general that is something that every team needs to have, and then plus what you have as an extra, try to implement that in the tactics you're playing.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was quick and easy.
That was good.